How's it going, everyone? Let me tidy up a couple things. Make sure I'm live. Yes, I'm live. I don't know where the chat box went. Oh, there it is. There we go. All right. Hey, if you're out there, follow me on Steemit at rustysmetals. I've been going over a lot of cryptos lately. I do a daily review for cryptos, but trying to fit everybody in and do more videos on both sides. I haven't done much of any videos lately because I got a roommate now and I don't have any quiet space. I'm helping a guy out get off his feet, so thought I'd do that for him. He's a good friend of mine. But there's no quiet time or space where I can do a video late at night, and when I'm at work, I'm always busy. So what I'm going to do is make it a point to make a video before I leave work. What up, Ringo and Yasmin? Is that how you say your name, Yasmin? Yes, silver and gold are doing good. Go over that here right now. Follow me on Steemit. If you're not on Steemit yet, this thing's going to take control of social media, I believe. It's going to take out Facebook at least. No censorship. And you get paid for good content. Look at this guy right here. How to display your Steemit feed on WordPress site. 3 days ago, he made 750 bucks. Whatever. What do you got to do? I'm not much of a blogger, and I'm only making 44.66. I made up to 10 bucks at one point, but trading stocks is pretty boring, so I don't expect to make a whole ton of money, but you never know. So anyways, that was my sales pitch. Good afternoon, Jenny. So let's do this live. I gotta make sure I can see my projected video. Make sure I'm live at the same time as I'm doing the video. A lot of times it cuts me off. Internet sucks up here in the mountains. There we go. Now I can see both. Cool. Yeah, silver's doing good. Story of the day, I think, should be the dollar breaking its previous low. That was a reverse head and shoulders. It was building, got rejected big time. So broke previous lows, closed below previous lows. And today it looks like a momentum carry as the futures market is open. And the weekly very clearly broke down previous lows. Never mind my straight lines. Closing on its lows so far this month or this week. So with that being said, that was the bearish retracement. That was the inverted hammer turned falling star. Broke that down and just didn't ever look back on that weekly chart. I think I mentioned that if you were paying attention. But that was a bearish retracement, got rejected on the weekly chart. And so what do we expect? I would expect a move, a measured move to the 34 from its highs. So I'm looking at 92 where previous lows are. Imagine that. 92 is the mark where the previous low came in. If it goes past there, then we'll take another measured move. And that's likely to fall down in 86. And it hasn't been to 80 since 2014. So see what happens. S&P I have no idea why the markets are still going up, but it is going not up, but going sideways practically. It bounced off the support again off that weekly. So it broke down and you had a bullish, you can go either way on it. It needs to be a little bit higher up to get above previous highs, and it did close above previous high over here. But it looks like a rounding top. Look, I expect it to come back into support somewhere. Where it broke down, bearish retrace back into resistance, allowing it to fall over. So I'm thinking it'll come back to 2,400 on S&P. That is a bullish movement though. So it could be just a bearish head fake. I'm saying it's a bearish retracement, allowing it to fall over right now. It has to break and close above for a certain amount of time to be back into the bullish stance for me, because it is below the 13, the cross. The 8 crosses the 13, and it looks like price closed right below resistance. So that's a bearish retracement to me. The breakdown and then the pull back in, allowing it to fall over. So 2,400 is my mark. It could just gap and run tomorrow. I don't know what can happen, but actually anything can happen. I got the VIX. Got a little power into resistance to 34. And then got a double back, making a closing a higher low. It looks like it's just building. I don't think the VIX is going to go down much further than it is. I don't think it's ever been down there. It's been to 9.6, so I guess it could come down a little bit, but I think that's just a bullish pop into resistance and then the rejection slash double back. So look for tomorrow to go all the way up on the 50. We need to get 50% of the previous candle, so 1050 above the 8. GPL, all right. Look at that one. The Dow, same thing on the Dow. It broke down back into resistance. I got the lower highs. The Dow looks a little bit better than the S&P. Looks like it closed the gap and bounced right back up. Closing a lower high, but if this follows that trend all the way down, going one of these things, then I would expect it to, the consolidation, I expect it to move back up. But that's a definite breakdown, and then the recovery back into resistance, making it a bearish retracement. And the other bearishness of it is it's a lower high. But the 2-bar pattern on its own, definitely bullish, but my sentiment is it's going to come back down into the previous pattern support. We'll see. Just bust right out of there. NASDAQ. Looks like NASDAQ's having a little bit of trouble. Look at the gap down. And then the double back, that's a bearish retracement back into the 8. See the breakdown and then the bearish retracement back in. Another bearish retracement. That's my first initial thought. That could be a bullish pattern, 2-bar pattern, bullish off of support. But what I'm saying is it made a lower high, broke down below the 8, came back into resistance. So let it bounce in between here. It's either going to do a breakdown or it'll break previous highs to break up. So it's all in a day's work, I guess. Crude, I heard crude was breaking down pretty bad. It broke previous lows, and now it's back into previous lows. Getting up in that range, I would say resistance on the way up, all the way up into 48 or so, right in there. Let's see, I'm weekly on this. Looks like a weekly I have a 2-bar reversal. I got the AB bottom too. So it could be reverse head and shoulders forming, left shoulder, head, 2-bar reversal back into resistance, coming down for the right shoulder. It's got support there, resistance now, and then now we got that line of support. It's still a big reversal. I think this might be the right shoulder. Everyone got head faked. It's still a huge weekly pattern off that bottom. And it crossed over the 34, came back into support, doubling back now. It could just fool everybody. Everyone's like, oh, oil's down. Oil's never going to recover. That's a huge reversal pattern starting back in 2015. And it's got plenty of support. If it breaks this line, then I would say that the pattern is starting to break. I got a 2-bar reversal on crude. Let's see how the end of the week starts or ends. On to gold. Gold is a little fishy, man. But dollar's breaking down. I'm surprised that gold didn't have a bigger day, but we do have an inverted hammer over support. Double bottom, inverted hammer over support. Watch for previous high breaks at 1250 or so, 1260. Oh yeah, 1260. 1260 is the mark. That's right. Where previous lines of resistance have been blocking us. So nice bounce off of support. I got a double bottom. I got higher lows throughout. Let's get back above that 34, across the 1260 mark, that 13. Magical number 13. 1260 breaking previous highs. See if we can break that 1300 here soon. Still working with a double top, but we have a nice bounce over support. Nice. These are daily charts. Looks like we got a nice long-legged. If this was less wick or more body covering that wick, be a nice hammer, but it has that action. So we got an inverted hammer here, inverted hammer, and then it came down for a double bottom, almost hammer on a daily. Held support, broke previous highs, came back across the 13 into support. So all we got to do now is get above the 34 for some trend change on the daily chart. And then we can break that outside pattern. Let's see, 1750. 1850 is where I really want to break. But we're in a pattern. It could stay in this pattern for a little bit longer. It could hit resistance at 1775, 1776. Come back into support one more time. Blah, 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 blah. It's going to go back and forth, back and forth. When it's ready, it will pop. But it's got to finish the pattern, whatever pattern it's going to finish. Copper, I saw copper just a moment ago. That is badass. Right outside the pattern. 2-bar reversal, came back inside the pattern, held support, and it just built, and now it's breaking previous highs. The weekly chart is pretty nice. Look at the pop across the 34, back and forth, and then the consolidation, like the stair step into the 34, nice hammer off of there. 2-bar reversal hit, 13, came back into support, bam. How's it stop? Closing on its highs for the week so far. That 1-2 punch is what we're looking at here. the pop, the pullback, and then the punch. Here's the punch. 1, 2, punch. Not a perfect 1-2 punch, but a little delayed action for just a few days, it looks like. But that is nice. Consolidation over the 34. Back and forth in this channel. Bam, bam, bam. Looks good. Copper looks good. Let's get all three of them running. We need all three of them running this time. Let's go. I only studied Elliott waves for a very minute time. It was way too complicated for anything. I like to keep things very simple. Look, you know, I got 3 lines on a chart. It's the movement over the 34, back into the 34. It's the movement across the 8, across the 34. 34 is my trend. It just keeps it real simple. I do have a 3-bar rule or a 3-push rule when it hits. So here's the breakdown over the 34, back into the 34. And then I count 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That's my 3rd wave over the 34. So I'm using wave analysis, but it's more like it's definitely not Elliott waves because I'm not counting waves. But I'm counting the pushes into the 34, and that's 3 waves. Isn't it like 3 waves up, 3 waves down, or something? And then you have the sub waves. I was just like, no way. I don't think it's very accurate, actually. That's just me, though. Let's go to Bitcoin. Gold silver ratio. It looks like we got a double top now. We're in a channel, so let this come back into support. It has to. I'm working a double top on gold silver, so it looks like gold's going to be a better buy for a few days until it hits support. Bitcoin. So it's Bitcoin's still holding up. There is a head and shoulders pattern, but it hasn't broken down yet. Once it breaks down, I will concede that it is now bearish. But you can see my trend, the 34. It's still above and in bullish form. It's climbing. So now I have a double bottom. Here's the head and shoulders top. You can't see it. Head and shoulders top. And it did slightly break down, but the thing is I still have support. And the reason why I have support is because of the bullish action on the reversal pattern on the 4-hour chart. And you can probably see that on the earlier chart as well. But here's the reversal that's building. So I'm not ready to concede if this is a bearish head and shoulders top because I see a reversal on the bottom. From the top of the range all the way to the bottom of the range, this big reversal pattern, and then I have a little dip down, but now we're building again. So I'm not ready to concede that it is going to pop over until it does pop over, because patterns do fail. They're actually EMAs, but they are T3s, which are exponentially smooth 6 times. All right, I may have to cut it short. I've got company, and there's no way to pause these stupid things. There's no quiet time anymore. All right, so GDX, let's do real quick. GDX is coming off of a bottom. It hit resistance, double top, came into supports, gathered its legs. Watch for a previous high break at 22.75. It has support. GDXJ, watch for a previous high break on that daily chart. Pretty nice break coming, 34.5. Nugget, it's coming off of a support line. Oops. Came off of the pattern, came into resistance, came back into support. It's gathering its legs right here. Nice legs off of support. Watch those legs. JNUG, watch previous high. That's gonna be a nice break, by the way. JNUG. TNX, 10-year treasury note into resistance. Here we come. Nice double bottom here. Higher low, nice hammer, bam. Hit resistance, come back into support. That's what I expect. And looks like it's saved by the bell off of support on the weekly. Nikkei. I got previous high breaks coming. Looks pretty bullish. Yasmin, you're very welcome. You guys are awesome. So it's been really busy around here, so I can't get to everything. But I would say Shanghai Composite coming back into support on the daily. Nice pop across the 34, coming back in. Always look at that inverted hammer right there. That's very telling. Inverted hammer over support. That is just like badass. Watch the price come back into support. That is a badass inverted hammer on Shanghai Composite. That is long leg, no wick. Let's do some coal. Double bottom into resistance. It's got to break previous highs for a nice push across the 34. That's coal. Steel. Sorry, I'm in a rush. Looks like steel's going to come into resistance here shortly. It's got to break previous highs. Might get a nice pop across. Let's see if it'll fill the gap. The gap that it needs to fill that gap. What a horrible gap that is. Steel got clobbered. So did CLF. But look at that CLF run. Right across the 34. Did not stop at resistance. It actually hit over 34, came back into support. Now it's ready to run again. I got previous lows at 775. That's my resistance. Nice. AG, same as usual. Hasn't broken outside the pattern yet, but it's over the 8 and 13. Looks like a hammer over support for today's close. Nice hammer. Take the previous high break and take a right on AG. That's a textbook hammer there. Nice hammer on USLV. Into the 8, into support. Into the 13, back into support. Just do that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, into the 34 finally. These things are building. Nice 2-bar reversal on the NAK. That is a big 2-bar reversal. And URAs coming over the balance line, coming back into support. Looks like it wants to double back here shortly. 13, 30 is the previous high break. UEC coming back into support. URRE having a little bit of trouble, but it did recover nicely after that just fall over. Came back into resistance, back into support. Make sure support holds. Apple. It looks like Apple's having some trouble consolidating over the 34, but the 8 has crossed over. Looks like it got rejected by the 13. I'm saying that this is going to fall like a rock. Watch the previous low breaks. Google looks like it gapped down into support, bounced, doubled back into resistance. So look for previous low breaks as well. And one more ahead of FF, First Mining Finance. Is it FFN? Oh, I forgot. First Financing. There we go. I got on a daily chart, I had a little bit of trouble. This thing got knocked back really hard. Came across the 813 into the 34, back into the 13, support driven. I got a 2-bar reversal here over the 34, just pumping it. Watch for previous high breaks at 57. That will be a nice run for FFMGF. Thank you, Jenny. I think that was you that made the request, so thank you. So there you go. That's a daily chart. Just a real quickie on the double bottom weekly, previous high breaks, right over the little price pinch. You can see all the resistance pointing down as price wants to cross the 34. That's the price pinch. We can make a pattern out of that. Watch the double U bottom complete. Right over that, was that 57 cents? No. Yeah. Let's call it 60 cents, whatever. Owned by, yes, it is. All right, well, thanks for everybody. Looks like I had, at one point, 20 people watching. That's pretty awesome. Thank you very much. Follow me on Steemit. It's where content creators are getting paid, so let's do it. I'll see you guys. I appreciate every one of you. See ya.